May 11th, 1931. Vienna, Austria. The air inside the Creditanstalt bank is thick with cigar smoke and the scent of panic. Baron Louis de Rothschild is staring at a ledger that tells him the world is ending. The bank holds the assets of half of Austrian industry, but the assets are dust, the loans are bad, and the rumors have already leaked onto the cobblestone streets outside. By noon, the lines of depositors stretch around the block. Men in felt hats clutch leather satchels, desperate to withdraw their life savings. It wasn't just a bank run. It was the first domino in a chain reaction that would collapse the German economy and pave the way for World War II. Financial failure didn't just break the bank, it broke the political mind of a continent. It radicalized a generation. Fast forward to right now. The setting has changed, but the mechanics are identical. We are watching the collision of debt and destiny. You are being told that the markets are strong. You are being told that the political center is holding. But the data tells a different story. Look at Argentina. In October 2025, the headlines declared a victory for President Milei's party, La Libertad Avanza, in the legislative elections. They call it a mandate. They call it a triumph for libertarian shock therapy. But look closer at the social fractures underneath. The victory is a mirage. Argentinian capitalism isn't resolving its crisis. It is intensifying the slow pressure cooker. The deep social and economic wounds are dragging down millions of workers. The election wasn't a cure. It was a symptom of a desperate population. And while South America shakes, the tectonic plates of European finance are grinding together with a terrifying sound. A little over a month later, bond yields across the Eurozone surged. This is the stuff that destroys governments in silence. We are seeing a massive sell-off of ultra-long debt. Investors are dumping 30-year bonds like they are toxic waste. Why? Because the Bank of Japan is finally waking up. Japan has been the anchor of cheap money for decades. Now, the Bank of Japan is signaling interest rate hikes. The liquidity tap is closing, and the first casualty is European stability. The 30-year Japanese government bonds led the sell-off. This triggered a panic in French and German debt markets. When the cost of borrowing rises for Germany and France, the political tension snaps. These nations have aging populations and massive liabilities. They cannot afford higher yields. This is why you are seeing political chaos in Paris and Berlin. It is a math problem that politics cannot solve. But if you look at the United States stock market, you would think we are living in a golden age. This is the disconnect. This is the trap. Take a look at Ally Financial. The stock is up 18.5% year-to-date. It is trading at $42.39. The narrative is that digital banking and auto finance are booming. Investors are chasing the momentum, blind to the macro reality. They see a rally. I see a company climbing a ladder while the building burns. The credit quality efforts are just patches on a leaking hull. Same story with Principal Financial Group. The stock has rallied 111% over the last 5 years. Investors are asking if there is value left on the table. They should be asking if the table is about to collapse. Life and retirement insurers are highly sensitive to interest rates. If the bond market breaks, these valuations evaporate overnight. The smart money knows this. That is why they are moving their capital into political influence. They are buying insurance of a different kind. Look at the United Kingdom. A single donation has just rewritten the playbook. Reform UK just received £9 million. This money came from Christopher Harborne. It is a record-breaking sum that is shaking the financial and political establishment in London. This isn't just a donation, it is a war chest. It signals that crypto wealth and high finance are betting against the status quo. Nigel Farage is using this capital to disrupt the traditional two-party system. Money is fleeing the center and funding the disruptors. This connects directly to the chaos in Asia. The pattern is global. When the money gets scared, the governments get aggressive. In Thailand, the Anti-Money Laundering Office has suddenly widened its scope. They are targeting politically exposed persons. They are expanding the list of positions subject to strict financial checks. This is a purge disguised as compliance. The timing is not accidental. 5 hours ago, they tightened the net. They want to know where every single baht is moving. They know that in a crisis, capital flight is the regime killer. They're trying to lock the exits before the building catches fire. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, the political alliances are shattering. The Labour Party has just cut ties with the BNP. This ends a 20-year alliance. They cite broken promises and neglect. But the timing suggests something darker. A long-term political roadmap is being decided in the next few weeks. The son of the late president is calling for a Bangladesh-first approach. He is invoking the memory of 1971. He is praising Tariq Rahman. The rhetoric is nationalistic and urgent. When political parties fracture after 2 decades, it means the spoils of power are drying up. The factions are fighting for scraps. Connect the dots. From the bond pits of Tokyo to the ballot boxes of Buenos Aires, the system is under maximum stress. In the US, stocks rally on hope. In Europe, bonds crash on reality. In the UK, millions are poured into populism. In Asia, the state is cracking down on money flows and political enemies. It is all one single, breathing organism. The events of 1931 taught us that banking crises become political revolutions. We are watching the prequel to the main event. The yield curve steepening in the Eurozone is the warning siren. The donation to reform, UK, is the mobilization. The cracks in Bangladesh and the paranoia in Thailand are the tremors. And the US market is the orchestra playing on the Titanic. You have to ask yourself a very serious question. Are you watching the stock price or are you watching the bond yield? Because one is a story they tell you to keep you calm. The other is the fuse that is already burning down to the powder keg. I want to know what you think. Is the donation in the UK a sign that the wealthy are preparing for a total system reset? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this analysis useful, please subscribe to the channel.